Doorbells. And we are live. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Wings Week in Review. I am Sean, a returning citizen here to tell you what happened this week at Wings for Life and to introduce different guests throughout the community, which we have a couple today. And we have one person named Win Simon who does horse therapy. He's coming to us remote, and we're going to get to him in just a minute. First, let me introduce our founder, Ann, who started this whole thing. She's going to give you her little update this week about what's going on. This is Ann, our founder.
Well, I'll tell you what. We've had a fantastic week again. And on Monday night, we had Megan Marshall speaking about crafts at our Wings for Life meeting. CRAFT stands for Community Reinforcement Approach and Family Training. And it was very, very interesting. She was excellent. And so if you want to hear that program, you could go to our YouTube channel. And I think it's going across the bottom of the screen. And of course, Sean can tell you all about that. And also you can go to Facebook. Then we had a real treat last night. We were invited to the dress rehearsal of a very special ballet that was done out here in New Mexico. And it's called Sacred Journeys 3. And a very, very famous New Mexican Native American from the Taos Pueblo, Robert Maribel, who plays all kinds of Native American instruments and is just absolutely incredible. And then the ballet team from Festival Ballet Albuquerque did this incredible show. And we had 80 guests that were invited to go free of charge for the dress rehearsal. So that was a really nice treat. And some of the kids, I especially like their comments, and they draw little pictures, and it's the most precious thing. And we've had some of our younger children that came to this go to ballet. What is ballet? They had never even heard of it for the first time. And now they are, years later, ballerinas and doing really well. So that's always so special to introduce people to things that otherwise they couldn't afford, because a normal ticket for this runs anywhere $20 to $50. And a lot of our folks don't have money for that. So anyway, that was a very special treat. And then, of course, on Monday night, we are going to learn about medication-assisted treatment, the myths and the facts. So we had a lot of people coming in and out of our door here. If you're hearing doorbells, that means they're coming into our office. Sometimes. Yeah, we're busy around here. But the myths and facts about it. And I think that's going to be very interesting because
I know the myths, but I don't know the facts.
Well, the facts and about Suboxone and some of these different treatments. And so I think this is going to be really good. So that'll be Monday night, 6:00 Mountain Time. Now, I had the greatest joy today. I got a phone call about 2 hours ago that a dear friend of mine that I have known for many years that does prison ministry, Art Hallett, and his wife were driving through on I-40 coming through Albuquerque to go to California. Right. And so who should walk into our office 4 minutes ago but Art? So Art, tell our listeners about the ministry that you do, what you're going to do out in California. This is so exciting.
Well, we are, my wife and I are on a 2-month journey following up on some of the prisons that we have in several states. We're now ministering in 44 states, and we're moving towards all 50 states.
Wow, yay.
And so we want to follow up over the next 2 months. We're following up in this area. So we're headed towards our first prison is going to be Folsom. And then we'll do 2 services at Folsom on one day, and then a service at Vacaville or Solano the same day. And then again at Folsom on Mother's Day. We'll be ministering on Mother's Day, 2 services at 2 different yards, and then back to Vacaville again on Tuesday. And then we've got some federal prisons in Oregon, Portland. So we're going to Sheridan, going to Sheridan. Then we'll leave Sheridan. We'll go to Idaho, from Idaho to Salt Lake City to Colorado, from Colorado to Oklahoma, or Nebraska, Oklahoma, and then to Texas, then to Texas. So that's our trip now. And
now tell everybody what you do.
I am the National Director of Prison Ministries for Evangelism Explosion International. And our primary ministry is equipping the incarcerated to be able to share the gospel, to connect with people, to train others how to communicate why they believe what they believe, and also incorporate it in our tool, which is a college accredited tool. Incorporated within that tool is our life skills and preparation for reentry, because we want to prepare them to return to people's ministries like Ann's ministry, who's going to help them when they get out to continue on the path that we started them on while they were in. It's really, I'm really excited and happy to be able to tell you that we just took a 20-year statistic of the impact of our ministry throughout the country. We also are ministering in 22 nations now.
Oh my goodness.
And so we just took a statistic from the year 2000 to the year 2020. And in the 20 years, and just in those 20 years, we've trained more than 10,000 men and women.
Wow.
And out of the 10,000 that have been trained through our curriculum, more than 9,000 have been released. And out of the 9,000 that have been released, only 53 have returned to prison. That's a 0.5% recidivism
oh
rate.
My God!
I always tell
fabulous.
people, Jesus said, if you don't believe what I'm telling you, he said, believe in the miracles. That's why when you said you've experienced a miracle.
I have.
And we are experiencing miracles with the hand of God upon our ministries.
Oh my
That's why we're doing what we do.
It's great. You do federal and state.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
we
you.
do.
I love
jails,
you for that.
local jails,
Jails,
anything
all
dealing
those
with
people need- incarceration. Oh man, that's
You
great.
know, and you and I met through a collaboration.
Yes, Operation Starting Line.
That's right. Through Prison Fellowship.
Right.
There was about 50 of us at one
Yeah.
time. Well, on May the 22nd, I'm getting ready to do a live stream. We've started doing it since COVID. Every May, we do a live stream out of our studio because our national headquarters now is in Arden, North Carolina, right outside of Asheville.
Okay.
And we do a live stream. And this year's live stream is going to, and it's like a Jerry Lewis telethon.
Oh,
We have fun. You know what I mean? But this is going to be a Knights of the Round Table. And I'm pulling together people that I have collaborated with, who provides a service to the incarcerated a little different than what I provide, and that we've collaborated with. And we're going to have a big discussion for our international audience. Because our ministry, the prison ministry, is in 22 nations, but the national ministry is in every nation of the world. Evangelism Explosion International is in every ministry, every nation in the world. And so we'll have a big audience. And I want to pull together, and there's others that's coming, that I'm pulling together for this live stream to talk about the impact, the positive impact on the kingdom of God when you collaborate with other ministries and realize that God is doing things in one ministry that he's not doing in your ministry, never intended it to be.
That's right.
And we need to collaborate. And if the churches would do that, could you imagine the impact on this world if the denominations would just drop their guards and say, come on, and so we're going to be talking this type of thing. And I would love, I don't know if you're able to come in, but
I'll be there.
I would love for you
May
to be
22nd?
there. It's May 22nd.
I'll put it on the calendar.
Love for you to be there so that you can participate. We've got a couple of people who are going to send DVD clips. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of a guy by the name of Charles Mulley. Charles Mulley is out of Kenya.
I know him. Kenya.
Yeah, he's out of Kenya.
I've done work all across Kenya.
Yeah, he has adopted more. How many children? 100, 200, 300? He's adopted orphans and has.
Oh my gosh.
And God is doing a tremendous work in his life. Well, we've collaborated with him through a book that was written, and that we've developed a curriculum out of a movie that they made about him. So that's why Papa Joe Bradford.
Yes.
Okay. He's a part of this, will be a part of our outreach. And there'll be others.
Well, so, I'd be honored to go with all these dignitaries, but I would
telling
love
you
to go.
This is a God thing, because it's at the last moment that God said, call her. I'm following you all the time because I'm on your mailing list.
Oh, you are?
So we're praying for you. We're following you.
We need those prayers.
I will get your information and I'll put it under the link of these videos because these will replay forever.
Great.
So
we'll do that. I'll make sure you get that.
And
So I don't want to take up too much of your time, but we'll just remind them to be there on May 22nd, Sunday night, May 22nd.
Okay.
We'll kick off at 6:00. we got to get you there a little bit earlier because we could actually do a run through and stuff like
sure.
that.
Yeah.
And
is there maybe a phone number you want to give out to anybody right now or anything?
well, if they would like to see what we do, just go to our website, www.prisonee, that's 2 E's.org. prisonee.org. And you can read all about it.
And I'll post it underneath this video later on
Okay.
this afternoon. So,
Yeah.
so
But
everybody
thank
can
you
get it.
for giving me an opportunity to just shout out to
Oh,
your,
yay.
your
This
supporters.
is
and
Thank you very much.
wonderful.
Thank you very much.
So I'm going to go too, because I know we have another guest, but we always have great things happening at Wings Week in Review. And today we have a special birthday boy right here. Yes.
Shall we sing?
Yep. Happy
birthday
to you.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy
birthday, dear Sean. Happy birthday to you. Hey! You haven't been sung to on your birthday on a podcast before.
Live too, man. It's great to be 39.
All right, hey, me too. Me too. I like that.
So anyway, everybody, thanks. Now you'll be back to Sean and our great guest today. So thank you. We're just so happy you're joining us.
Real quick, Simon, I'm going to bring you on here. Let me just say hi to a couple people. Mariah, good afternoon. And Kathy D says hello. And Kathy D said happy birthday. Thank you. And let's get Simon. Can you hear me, Simon?
I can.
Simon.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Good,
So-
good.
So this is our other guest. I'm introducing you now. When I don't know if I can't see you, but so you're from WT Equestrian. I don't know if I said that right.
Equestrian? Equestrian.
Yeah, I got tongue twisted there. So
That's okay.
maybe you can introduce yourself and let everybody know what you're all about. And I got a few questions, but I know you got a lot to talk about.
I will keep it as brief as possible, though, just to try to get to the main point. So thank you for having us on, of course, and for Ann recommending as well. So what I'm doing here is, instead of me being on there, because it's, I appreciate it, but it's not about me in this case. Everything you all do is about you for the most part and what you do with people, but the horses are the gift. The horses are the gift of what we do, because a person can find some connection and strength. We have a lot of people say that a lot of the relationships in life are fractured, but with animals, they feel a different thing. And what we want to do is help them, though, to come back around to where they see that people are the gift as well. And that if they've struggled with individuals or gangs or whatever that has been the struggle in their life, that there are some good people and blessings as well, and to find those. For instance, this morning we did a program with the Youth Service Center, Bernalillo County Youth Service Center, and we do that on Fridays. And we take the horses on the grounds. And we have groups of boys that will do 2 sessions in a row, and then the girls, and they switch from unit to unit. And we do different activities to help them just overcome any fear, or we do an initial assessment to see where they're at emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And so a lot of them will put that they're tired because we start at 9 in the morning. So we'll get out and we'll walk with the horses, and even trot with the horses, and get yourself moving and breathing and looking at the great outdoors. And we finished up with a medicine wheel. We bring in 4 barrels, and we take the horses around and stop at each barrel. And each barrel is a place to maybe time to re-examine your friends, your family, for any that they have. What's that?
This is called a medicine wheel that you're describing?
Yes, medicine wheel is what we call it. We have barrels around the outside, and we're using a Native American tradition there of the medicine wheel of 4 corners and 4 directions. Okay. But in that is where you look inside and find the gifts in your life, and also, instead of just putting everything off on other people to solve the problem for you, that part of that medicine wheel is you, to realize the strength that you actually have inside of you. And that's where it's great that the work that you all do is you help find that also through spirit and faith and belief, so that you don't feel that just everything is a struggle, everything's a challenge, everything has been messed up in your life. You've been surrounded by things that haven't worked for you.
Right.
And that's just one of the activities that we do, and you choose the horse that you want to take through that journey. Here on the property, and I'm not going to go out because I'll probably lose the connection, but back over to the left over here, we have a labyrinth. And of course, labyrinths are used all over the world. Chartres Cathedral has one on the floor, and it's a journey to center, and whatever that center is for you, and to try to find that strength, if it's in your faith, if it's in your family, if it's in a combination of things. So we have a medicine wheel, and we have stones that mark through that, where people paint on the stones a word, an image, something that's important for them, and they leave that in the path. I don't know if you can see this horse that's out here. I can't, like I say, go much further. But
I can see him. It's a little figure, but I can see him in the background there.
Okay, well, there's a little orange writing on the left shoulder of that horse, which says anger. I wanted them to express something that they're just keeps coming back in their life that's haunting them and has not been working so well. So that particular unit chose anger. And then the other side, I wanted them to put something, whether it's a mom, family, faith, whatever it is. This particular was anger on this side, but they love music, and music helps calm them down. So I help, what it is we lead, but we also realize that the biggest successes in life come from the person inside. You just try to open those doors for them so that they can find that.
So is it true that horses can sense our anger, our loneliness, our depression, they can feel this, right? Coming from us, right?
Well, I always say yes, no, and maybe. Being a prey animal and we're a predator, yes, if you come in and you're, putting off some energy that's rather aggressive or challenged, they may address that in a fearful way, but more than likely they won't. I've been doing this almost 20 years now, and one of the horses in the back there, the very back here, is a thoroughbred, big brown thoroughbred. She's been with me for 20 years. I got her off the racetrack when they blew a leg out in a qualifier, and and Terri.
Uh-oh. I think your connection went off. Let's see if he comes back. Well, let me TJ, how you doing, TJ? Good, thanks for coming on. And who else is there? Mariah. Yep. Thank you, Mariah. I'm waiting for our connection though. He's just outside of town. He's calling me right now. So they're having a bad connection. Hello? Oh, your power went out. That's okay. Oh, no. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, these things happen. So we'll get a few minutes if you can't get back on, and maybe we can have you on another time too. Because I don't know if you had more to talk about. I do have your website and phone number and all that scrolling across the screen right now, and then I also put some links underneath the video when we're done with this for people. Okay.
Tomorrow starts our grant that we got from Overwatch, specifically for veterans, and we work with Veterans Court for veterans that have been arrested for different things, and they come down here to be with the horses. So we're starting a new workshop for them. I've done that for quite a few years as well. So veterans, the youth at the detention center, we work with Crossroads for Women, the various halfway houses to help them get integrated. And the piece I wanted to mention too is I got a award from the state of New Mexico for the program I designed back in 2017 that ties in the Substance Abuse Mental Health Service Administration's 8 dimensions of wellness. that include spirit and social, intellectual, environmental, occupational, physical, all that, and tie it into care for a horse, the expenses financially of what it's like to take care of a horse. So when you get back in society, what is it going to be like to cover housing and all the stuff?
Oh, sure.
that you
That's
need
a
to, and try
lot.
to help them with resources, MFA and some of the housing resources that we have as well. We help them tie into. So I was hoping to get into that part, but yeah, we've lost power.
Okay, I do have you on. I have you on speakerphone on live on the show on the speakerphone, but
Oh, great. Okay.
so they've heard all that.
So yeah, the main thing there is we try to tie in as many things as we can through that relationship with the horse, and what does that mean for your relationships in life, and trying to find some better choices. And if things haven't been working, what's something that we can do different? If you come out and the horse is not in the right place, what can you do to help the horse?
Okay.
As you asked me about the horses, well, they're just like they're sentient beings.
Yeah, they have feelings too. Yeah.
They have feelings too. They've all been abused, neglected to some degree. And we've rescued them and put them in the program because they're perfect for that. And then the people come out based on the stories and horses they observe, they understand, and then they choose the horse they want to take the journey through the program with. And it's a multitude of things. It's not even a riding program. It's the relationship of the horse and what you learn about that in the process to understand to begin with. Part of the award I got too is the thing I developed called the 5 Accords, and it begins with understanding the horse and how you come together and you create things together. You always ask, you don't demand. Because so many relationships we have, including with animals, people start immediately jump in and try to control the horse. You got to show the horse who's boss. Well, yes, no, maybe again, is the way I always say.
Right.
Yeah, they're herd animals. They have alphas and stuff. And if you're not going to be a leader, they will crowd you. But it's how you do it. You leave your ego at the door. You don't come in at the gate. You don't bring it in here. And you establish that relationship where the horse then respects you because through your demeanor and setting appropriate boundaries and being assertive, not aggressive, the horse will follow you. I have a thing called join up that I do, and you go in and you just ask with your hands for the horse to move around with you, and then you actually kneel down in the center of the arena. The horse will turn, and they will come into you, put their head right where your head is. You stand up, you walk out. You don't even lean in lead rope, and the horse will follow you out. And it's a powerful experience and activity that we do for folks to see that not everything is done through control. The horses move at liberty. I very seldomly use a halter.
Oh, great.
And we do not tie them up. You do not tie a horse up. You don't need to. If you go through the relationship and do it properly, they will follow you everywhere. Oh. And that's what I was hoping to show everybody today. But
yeah, that would see. That's news to me.
Windy, so.
You do not tie a horse up. So I didn't know that. You shouldn't have to.
What I love too is immediately I'm hanging on the rear of the horse as I'm asking, what's the thing everybody always says you should never do? And they always say, oh, you should never stand by the rear of the horse. I say like this.
Oh.
And then I'll ask, I'll say, well, why do you think I can do that? Am I paying attention, though, to the horse? Because the horse might not necessarily want me there that day. Maybe they have a pain, a kick, whatever, from another horse. Their ears and their demeanor will tell you.
Okay.
As well as your experience there. You come gently. You don't move into their space without notifying that you're there. And you can be in that space, and you should always be able to be there. Otherwise, your relationship is not one of trust. It's one of control. And the horse then might kick you because you've done something in a mean way to that horse to try to get it to do what you want. So you learn.
Sure.
You put in the time and you take the time. You always ask, like I say, you don't demand. You create together and you put your spirit in it. You be inspired.
Oh.
Because a lot of people are scared. And I say, well, the reason you're scared is because you have fear. Well, how do you break fear? And what is anger? Like the boy that rode it on the horse today. Anger is another fear. Your fear of control. Your fear of something. And thinking differently and experiencing life different through the way of the horse and through loving people and organizations like you all do. It's out there. We don't always have to be surrounded by just trouble, stress, and grief. It's an abundant world.
Okay.
So I will end on that note.
Okay. I have a spot in 2 weeks if you want to come on again. Not this Friday, but next Friday. We can redo. We can do a retake. But right now, everybody heard you, and we'll run this. This podcast is going to run anyways, but we can do a better one in 2 weeks, or you let me know what's good for you. And I understand things happen. Thank you very much for trying to come on. And
and I love your spirit and energy at the end and everything. It's inspiring to listen to you. It really is.
all right. Okay. Well, you have a great weekend, and we'll wrap up this taping here, and then we'll do it again. Okay. Thanks.
Right. And back to everybody else.
All right.
Thanks so much.
You
for
bet.
sharing.
All right, guys. So we will try that again in a couple weeks. Hopefully, his power went out, and he's just outside of town. And this is New Mexico. This happens. We get windstorms, the wind. So, guys, that's about it. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank for all you guys that wish me a happy birthday and stuff. And we will see you next week. I have Raymond from Liberia coming on. He does the Wings for Life international part. So he runs the Wings for Life in Liberia. And Raymond, what is his last name?
Raymond Balabumbo.
Balabumbo. And he's coming on. He's going to be live remotely, but live in Liberia. And he will be here next week. So don't miss that. That's the same bat time, the same bat channel. We'll see you then. Bye.